Hello Dungeon Fighters, my name is Losthalia, Explorer Club is Box Knight, and this is my Delezie Raid Normal Lowest Percent Guide. We'll take a look at pathing, map movement, raid mechanics, and some boss patterns. First up, the map. Press insert to open the map, and of course, there's a ton of critical information on the map. There are 4 islands, blue in the corners. Enemies hurt them, you protect them. If all 4 hit 0% health, you fail the raid. Top left of the map is party status info. Here you can see who has their tab ready and buffer awakening status. At the top is the miss gauge. When this fills up, the raid gets a damage buff for the rest of phase 1. To the right of that is the plague gauge. When this fills, you fail the raid, and losing an island does fill it up. Below that are the life tokens for the whole raid and your party's clear count. Last on the map, bosses. There are 3 minor bosses, with 1 being enhanced at random, shown by the little purpley flare around it. There are 3 major bosses, each corresponding to a minor boss. Lastly, Salgeifer in the middle is the final boss. When he dies, you go to phase 2. The major bosses will move to attack your islands. Red arrow indicates where the boss is going. Lastly, party leaders can teleport their party around by pressing the raid button. Default is tilde. Once the raid starts, all 3 parties need to defeat a minor boss. These are Ladina, Verde, and Eled. Red should head to the enhanced minor boss, which is random per raid. Yellow and green can go to either of the 2 remaining bosses. Ideally, each party receives 1 tab skill at the start of the raid, but this does not always happen, as the tabs are currently allocated at random. Tabs can be used to stagger bosses, increase their incoming damage, and counter or interrupt specific boss patterns. Parties should tab and awaken on entry, as the goal is to defeat the minor boss as quick as possible. Tab skill usage gradually recharges throughout the raid. Defeating enemies can restore tab gauge not only for your party, but for the whole raid. Of the minor bosses, Eled is the trickiest to tab, as he will not stagger from the tab until he's properly started his attack pattern, so don't use it too early like I did here. Using your tabs wisely is the difference between clearing and failing. Typically, unless your raid or party establishes otherwise, you should tab in party order to counter and interrupt boss patterns. With the minor boss down, we look back at the map and see that we can ambush Largo on the island. The silhouettes framing the screen indicate you are ready to ambush. An ambush occurs when your party is in a location that a boss is moving to. Don't go to the boss, have the boss come to you. Ambushing nets you a nice damage opportunity before the boss starts any patterns or attacks. Often, you can combine this with tabs and awakenings to really deal some damage. Some bosses will have a purple glare. These are all counterable by using tab. When a major boss moves to an island, a normal monster associated with that boss will spawn on the map. Defeating this normal monster will lure the associated major boss to you for an ambush opportunity. You can tab to speed up killing normal monsters if you have extra uses. Bosses will spawn bomb monsters to damage the islands. Defeat these to increase your raid's life token count. When you lure a major boss to you, it will only stay for a limited amount of time. Once time is up, the enemy will flee to an island to heal. Have another party ready to ambush to prevent the boss from healing. Here, we were super close, but we couldn't defeat Rubra before she fled. The gray cast bar indicates the boss's retreat. Since no party was on the island to ambush her, she instantly healed to full, forcing us to restart the raid. Let's take a look at the major bosses, starting with Largo. Here, we're jumping back into the fight where we ambushed him earlier in this video. His normal attacks are inspired by his Legion raid fight. Getting hit by attacks marks you, and if you get too many marks, he grabs you. Your team can counterattack to break the grab. This time around, Largo has a big thing for hitting X. When he has the purple circle around him, you need to counterattack him with a basic attack. Done by hitting X, of course. The player who succeeds will then clash with Largo. This clash is then won by spamming the X button. You must be inside the purple circle for your counterattack to count. Largo's main pattern is Final Showdown. Your party must succeed 3 of these clashes to pass. You can tab once to get 1 success for free. Slowing down the replay, you can see here that I landed the counterattack on Largo, but I didn't hit X. The button prompt was visually hidden behind my chain rush bar. Make sure you spam X after the counterattack so that you get and then win the clash. If you mess this up, it puts your party in a bad spot as Largo keeps attacking while your party is on 1 HP. When Largo and his clones put their wings in the air, look away to avoid damage. It was a bit of a rough finish, but I landed the counterattack here and remembered to press X to get and win the clash. We beat the pattern and get a huge damage window. We use one tab to amp our damage a bit, but we do get thrown off a little by Largo delaying his break. Regardless, we take him down. Your red party needs to be at least this strong. They need to be able to kill a major boss after an ambush and pattern success. With one major boss down, this allows us to help out the other parties and gives us the opportunity to make some good plays on the map. Here, yellow has lured Rubra and green is destroying bombs. We'll move to lure Mahnarval and finish him off. With that lead in, we'll take a look at a fresh Mahnarval fight. We lure him to us and get the ambush as you'd expect. He has a couple of different normal attack patterns. Mostly just don't stand in the purple or red. Here, he forces you left, then follows with a charge, move down to avoid it, avoid standing in the red circle, it inflicts a 50-second stun, use a toy, or a remise, or a pet active, or have your buffer cleanse it if you do get hit. There's some more charges and red circles, and then he's going into his main pattern. For Mahnarval's pattern, you need to stay inside the outer purple circle while you get pushed towards it. Additionally, green circles will pulse inwards and outwards. If you're moving when you hit the green circles, you take damage and get shoved a bit. You must stop moving when they pass over you. At the end is a purple glare that you can tab. If you tab this, it will free anyone who failed the gimmick and drastically expand the safe zone for the final part. Mahnarval's pattern is over, but he'll still get one last attack in, so watch out. Save one tab use for the purple glare at the end of the damage phase. Reversal this and go into the break damage now. After this, he should be dead or very close to it. We finish just in time to catch Largo as he retreats back to an island. This ambush stops him from healing and we finish him quickly. Green finishes off Rubra, causing Moo's misgauge to fill completely. This will give the raid a nice damage increase for the rest of Phase 1. Rubra is the last major boss of Phase 1, so let's take a look. Here, I'm with Green Party and we're ambushing Rubra on the island. During her normal attack pattern, Rubra leaves feathers in a purple circle on the ground. Players must pick these up by walking over them, or the whole party will take damage. If you pick up a feather, you deal more damage and get a speed boost, but Rubra will target more attacks at you specifically. Similar to Largo, you get a feather mark every time you get hit. If you get hit 4 times and have 4 feather marks, Rubra will try and grab and kill you. You can tab to stop Rubra from killing a teammate this way, but as you can see in this fight, our tabs weren't up yet. Rubra's main pattern is Mind Collapse. Players will have orbs tethered to them. These players need to drag the orbs onto the magical sigils on the ground. The sigils then become a green feather circle. Walk into the green and hit X to jump on Rubra. The pattern goes 2, 2, 4. I recommend doing party order for the last one with 4 orbs, with player 1 in the top left, and increasing going clockwise. If you get 6 out of 8, you pass. Unfortunately, our damage was a little low as we are Green Party, so we didn't kill Rubra off of this. We go back into our normal attack pattern, which we have a little bit of difficulty with. We do bring her down, having used a couple of tokens, which is not too bad for green soloing a major boss. It seems like yellow party is having a difficult time, so we drop a little low on life tokens here. Red is in position to catch Largo from yellow, so we go destroy a bomb to get a token back. As yellow is now in Salgeifer, we're on normal monster cleanup. Killing these also reduces Salgeifer's health. The tab skill makes quick work of the normal monsters, so use them one at a time in party order. Salgeifer is the final boss of Phase 1, and he's got 2 phases himself. We'll continue with the same raid I showed you for Largo. Save tabs for purple glares and get ready to struggle. When Salgeifer casts struggle, you need to keep running. If you stop running, your struggle gauge rapidly fills up. Jumping pauses the struggle gauge, so jump when you can't run. Stay within the green-black circles and jump when the orbs hit the floor. If a teammate's struggle gauge fills up, you can bump into them to free them. If Salgeifer tethers you, and it'll be a gray tether, just run into him to break the tether. Your goal here is to tab one of his purple glares and use that damage opportunity to push Salgeifer to the HP lock and into Phase 2. Here we chain a reversal with tab into a break with our awakenings, and that's enough to push him to the HP lock. Stay alert, you can still damage Salgeifer before he kicks you out. For Salgeifer's second phase, we'll follow the same party team, but on a different week. The basics are the same from Phase 1, move during struggle, stay in the green-black circle, and jump the orbs crashing. We're also looking for a purple glare to tab for a reversal. When we get it, we awaken and take him out. The whole raid team has all of their tabs restored and all of their skills off cooldown for Phase 2, so go all out. There's no need to hold anything back. Salgeifer has a Phase 2 main pattern, but I've never seen it, so just kill him or good luck. I don't know. With Salgeifer down, we move on to Phase 2. Phase 2 map is the same basic map, but with new enemies and a Moo-like RNG debuff system. The debuffs mostly affect yellow and green parties, and change as you kill Malices. Malices are the major bosses in the side areas, and while they're alive, they create Plague. If Plague reaches an island, it begins to damage that island. If there's too much Plague, the nearby Malices become more resistant to damage. Yellow and green parties need to alternate between fighting Malices and clearing out Plague. Tab skills will instantly clear Plague, remember to use them in party order. Send yellow to Malice Demise and have them tab and awaken on entry. Their goal is to do as much damage as they can, quickly. Meanwhile, send green to the corresponding Plague Seed. Green needs to defeat the Plague Seed minor boss while saving tabs and awakening. Defeating the Plague Seed will lure Demise to green, who will get an ambush. Use awakenings and tabs to kill the boss in the ambush. Meanwhile, yellow will go to the right Plague Seed and destroy it. Yellow moves to clear Plague and lets Hosdig and Malice Calamity fight. When your raid is ready, you can repeat the same plan topside for Malice Wailing. One party fights the boss, the other lures with the seed. If yellow and green are strong and are comfortable with the raid, they can go for a seed and lure the boss without the other party's help. Make sure Malice Calamity is the last Malice that you kill. While that's all happening, Red's job is to stop that Drillin' Dog Delezie. Move fast and ambush, this time with Moo's help. As before, start strong with awakenings and tabs. Remember, everything is off cooldown at the start of Phase 2, so full send. While fighting Delezie of Plague, you need to manage your skulls. If you are downwind of the boss, you gain skulls. If you pick up an orb, you gain a skull. If your skulls max out, you turn into a goo person. If you are upwind of the boss, you will lose skulls. In this fight, Delezie has us drop meteors into holes, but we interrupt him first with a break, and then with death. The other pattern Delezie likes to do is the brand, so we'll take a look at a different fight where he used that attack pattern. Brand of Plague is very straightforward. Simply pick up 3 orbs to fill your claw slash gauge while keeping your skulls down. At the end of the pattern, you will be able to tab for a Plague reversal. Toki grabs it here, and we send this version of Delezie back to the cradle. Back to the other raid, red party is ahead of green and yellow. Green and yellow are doing a great job of keeping the map clear here. We now have to wait as Delezie and the Malices need to die within 3 minutes of each other so that Delezie merges with that Malice in the cradle. This will remove the Malice permanently for the rest of the raid, and poof, out will come a Malice modified Delezie. There are 3 total Malice Delezie forms, but you only ever need to deal with 2 of them in a single raid. Moving quickly, we ambush Demise Delezie. He, however, does not stagger for ambush, nor for tabs. This is typically a longer fight because of this. Like Largo before him, Demise Delezie likes to press X. Whenever you see the prompt, make sure to hit X to avoid incoming damage. Demise Delezie also likes these out then in circle attacks, so stay mobile. Demise Delezie has a few main pattern variants, but they mostly just involve picking up purple orbs and maybe dragging something with a chain. Here, Toki jumped on the cracks to unearth the safe zone, hit X to go to the safe zone. Occasionally you need to catch somebody. There's one with a black hole that you just need to drop in the corner while your party grabs purple orbs. They're all relatively intuitable and a really low punishment if you don't figure it out right away. We tend to just beat him down over the course of his various patterns, and some of these patterns can even be extended almost seemingly indefinitely by continuously collecting purple orbs. Much like Largo, if his gauge fills up, he will do a berserk pattern. However, we've been killing him without needing to see this pretty consistently. He starts this berserk pattern here, indicated by the gauge rapidly depleting. However, he's so low health that we finish him off before it becomes a hassle. Looking at the map, green is right on pace with us. Yellow, meanwhile, is trying to clear out the plague from Malice Calamity that's become a bit rampant. If Malice Wailing had more health, we might go help Yellow a bit, but I don't want to miss the ambush opportunity. While we wait, we'd like to guess where Delezie will exit the cradle next. Bottom left corner tends to be the winner. Wailing Delezie is also unfazed by the ambush and by tab usage. We'll wait for his neutralized gauge to be low before we tab and awaken. The main gimmick here is counterattacking Wailing Delezie at the last gray clone. If no one counters, everyone's number decreases by 1. If you land a counter, your own number goes up by 1. If anyone's number hits 0, Wailing Delezie will do an enrage pattern where the people with zeros need to counter him 3 times or die and maybe kill their party. Earth Resonance is a ground AoE, so jump to avoid it. If you stand in the shield armament circle, the Earth Resonance will consume that shield armament. Unconsumed shield armaments will explode and damage the whole party. When Wailing Delezie is close to breaking, we tab and awaken to finish him off. I experienced some technical difficulties here, as my Boar Rush got swapped from my skill bar for Pegasus Assault on my cooldown bar. Regardless, the boss goes down, and at this point, Malice Calamity has already been defeated and is resting in the cradle, so we would normally move on to final boss Delezie inside the cradle. But first, our only fight with Calamity Delezie. A miscommunication meant that Calamity Delezie came out of the cradle, which Red was not prepared for, so Green Party stepped in to clean up our mistake. Calamity Delezie bounces around like crazy until 3 of the 4 players in your party have 4 web stacks. You get 2 web stacks every time you fall in a pit. Have your most competent, strongest DPS avoid getting web stacks and let the rest of your team web themselves. While webbed from falling in a pit, you have iframes, but these will run out, so use them wisely and don't AFK in them. Kerele here ends up being the unwebbed person and does an absolutely awesome job of surviving the hunting phase while getting some good damage in. Right now, we've got our backs to the wall as Malice Wailing is in the cradle, so there's just a little under 3 minutes to beat Calamity Delezie. We're also out of life tokens for the whole raid, which means I won't be able to token and awaken here when Kerele succeeds. I instruct the other parties to destroy a Plague Seed to give us that critical life token. It seems like Calamity Delezie also punishes you for using Quick Rebound with some sort of counterattack, so avoid Quick Rebounding as much as possible. When hunting time ends, everyone needs to hit Calamity Delezie with their green line and you'll get a huge damage phase. With only 30 seconds or so left before Malice Wailing revive, we defeat Calamity Delezie and keep the raid from failing. Huge shout out to Kerele who apparently had never even seen this gimmick before. Swapping back to that same red party as before, we're finally ready to see what the dog doing in the cradle. Final boss Delezie chains normal attack patterns with a struggle grab on the nearest party member at the end of the attack pattern. To succeed the struggle, a non-grabbed party member must use tab to help out with the struggle. The struggle itself is just pressing Z, X, C, left, down, right, over, and over again. Make sure to tab in party order so you don't waste them. While fighting final boss Delezie, you cannot die. However, if your HP hits 0, you'll be sent to the basement. You can't do anything while in the basement, but when your party succeeds a struggle, not only will you get a damage opportunity, all the people in the basement will come back as well. Avoid purple AoEs, jump for collapse, follow the orbs in order, but don't let them hit you until they expand. While red fights Delezie, green and yellow need to be whittling down Hosdig's health. When Delezie hits 50% HP, he will consume Hosdig and regain a health percentage equal to what Hosdig had left. This can exceed 100%, meaning if you don't damage Hosdig at all, Delezie would go to 150% health. At 30%, Delezie does one last Desperation Struggle cinematic attack. Clear 2 out of 3 of these struggles and the raid's just about over. Moo and the surviving NPCs will join in to help you finish off Delezie. All of your skills come off cooldown as well. Thanks for watching. Delezie Raid has a lot of variability in how you can approach it. Having stronger DPS and clearing boss patterns can open up some interesting options for your team. Delezie Raid has been lots of fun, and I really enjoyed making this guide. Hopefully, I'll see you all on the next one.